Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe because I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday, and sometimes I post days in between, so go ahead and turn my notifications on as well. So today's video is another remake, so I am sorry if you are old to this channel and you've already seen this story time, but if you aren't already aware, I have a lot of videos on this channel that I put on private because they were super cringy because they were newer from this channel, and I want to remake them all slowly but not all at once, so like the older subscribers still have new content to rely on, but I also have the opportunity to remake these videos that have a good idea, but it was just a very cringy video. This is the first time I got an actual detention. I've had like 30 detentions, like not actually 30, but like I've had multiple detentions for stupid stuff like a dress code, like having ripped jeans, or like, I don't know, being absent too many times, being late to class, being late to school, all that stupid stuff. But none of those to me really count as a detention because I didn't really do anything wrong. It's just I wasn't there or it was something stupid. This was the first time I actually got in trouble for something that like I wrongfully did. So also I would like to do a little disclaimer. This isn't actually vandalism. The context of my detention was misuse of school property. And you'll see it later on in the video. Like, just know I didn't like spray paint a dick on a wall or something. So like, if you're here to hate on that, like that was just clickbait, I'm sorry. But it's very similar, so keep watching. Okay, so this is freshman year, which is last year for me. And I was in this class called Intro to Journalism. Intro to Journalism is basically a class where you learn how to like write newspaper and stuff like that, and you learn about media and stuff like that. Half of the school year was spent literally just shitting around. Like I remember from like August to November, I really didn't get anything accomplished. Like it was like a study hall to me. Like I really didn't do much in the classroom. It was super easy and I always had like 100 in there for doing nothing. If we ever did have anything to do, it would be in group projects and the entire group would do it and I wouldn't do anything because we had a senior in our group and he just wanted to graduate, and meanwhile I'm a freshman and I don't care about life. So eventually we started working on these things called COBs, and COBs is basically whenever you remove the background from a photo but leave the person there. Like for example, let's see like how this background is with me. Let's say I remove this entire background like this. That's a COB of me. It's just me, no background. That's what a COB was. So we were working on doing COBs so we could save the pictures and help out the yearbook people or whatever so they could use those COBs for the yearbook. And also we like worked on COBs for like other projects we did in there. It's really hard to explain, but basically we did some yearbook stuff in there too, but it didn't actually go in the yearbook, if that makes sense. By the way, I didn't sign up for this class. I just wanted to say, always turn in your scheduling papers or else you will get the weirdest classes. Like I did the same thing last year, and now I'm in computer robotics programming. Many story times from that class, but damn, it is pretty bad. So as I was saying, we were working on COBs, and while we were like taking the background out of things, and I had my partner, and we were taking the background out of things, and we finished doing all of the work we had to do, but everyone else was still behind because we chose the easy pictures. So while everyone else is still working, I'm shitting around on Photoshop for the first time. I used Photoshop today to edit my thumbnails, but back then I was like completely new to it, so I was just playing around seeing what I could do. I eventually found this tool where whenever you press this tool, you press like anywhere on the picture, and wherever you press, it'll copy that exact same color, so you could paint that color over something. So this was very useful because whenever you did COBs, sometimes you'd like click the background and the background would go away, but there'd be like little pieces of the background still there, if you know what I mean. Like it'll be like cut off. I mean, like it'll mess with like the actual person you're trying to take out. Like for example, if I tried to take out this background that's kind of similar to this color there, so it might take out bits and pieces of there, so you could paint that back in. So I was able to teach some people who like accidentally did that to paint that in. Like the teacher had me do that to some people. However, I had a different intention while using this. It was all just fun and games. I'll show you a picture right here. I basically was just coloring in a person's face, and then over their face I like put like a smiley face. Like that's what I was doing. Like this is one of the actual pictures. I hope this isn't like illegal or something. I mean, it's not like their faces are in it or anything. So yeah, at first I was just doing that. I thought that was so funny. Like no one else was laughing with me, but while I was doing that, I was howling. Like I thought this was so funny. After that happened, like the teacher saw me doing that. He didn't really care though because we had our work done. There was nothing inappropriate about that. He was like, okay, this kid's probably weird, and he smiled it off. Now fast forward, I've been doing this for several days now because we're always ahead of time. And then one of these times I decided to go a little overboard with this. So I did this to someone's face, and while I painted the face and then drew the regular face on, I got bored of that. So I did something to spice it up a bit. I ended up drawing a dick on this person's face, and I put like cum drops on their face, like white, like little white drawings. Like, I'm no artist, but like it was like a piece of shit. Like, I couldn't draw. And then on the side of it, I wrote in like text, "Come on me, daddy." Like I said, I was a freshman, I thought I was funny, and that was the end of it. So I just closed out thinking nothing of it, and nothing happened. And then months go by, and then one day I get called down to the office. So I go down to the office, and I have literally no clue why I'm getting called down here. And whenever I first got down there, I saw one of the members from the group that I was working in while doing this walk out, and I was like, what the fuck's he doing here? He like gave me this look of like, oh shit. Whenever I got to my principal's office, the principal was like acting like as if I knew what I did. And at the time, I completely forgot about doing this. Like, this was months ago. Like, I didn't even remember this. So he was like, alright, so what class were you in this period? What did you do in that class? And at this time we were working on something completely different. So like, he thought I was playing dumb and like I was like some absurdly good liar. But I swear to God, like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, cut to the chase. So eventually he was like, okay, do you know what I'm talking about? I was like, I have no idea. Because he's been hinting to it this entire time. Like, he's like dropping hints like, were you drawing or stuff like that? And I seriously couldn't remember because I was like, this was months ago. So I wasn't even thinking about this at all. We were working on something completely different. So this is when the fun thing comes on. So he has his laptop on his desk right here like this. And then he turns it around. And then that's whenever the funny thing happened. He had like the thing I made, like that picture of that person with their face colored in, with the smiley face on it, with the penis on it, with cum on it, saying, "Come on me, daddy." He had that on his computer. So my immediate reaction was, at first I was like shook as fuck because I was like, wait a second, what was this? And then I realized, oh shit, I made that. And then my mouth dropped, and then I started to like laugh. Whenever you like try to suck in your mouth and try not to laugh like this, but then your throat gives out and you're like, that's exactly what happened to me. So after that happened, I was super shook. I completely forgot about that. I was like, how the hell does he have it on his computer? Because I know for a fact I did not save that shit. And to this day, I have no idea how it got to the computer, which, by the way, it ended up saving to the yearbook pictures. So somebody going through the yearbook, like a yearbook person putting together the yearbook, clicked on that picture and was like, I don't see what that has to do with any clubs or activities. I have no idea how that saved. Like, I know for a fact my partner didn't save it. I pressed X and then I pressed don't save. And if I would have pressed save, it would have like made me like make a name for it in like a file or whatever. And I didn't do that, so I have no idea how it saved. So after he shows me that and explains to me how I was about to start doing my usual deny everything, because I've been doing that the entire school year. I'm still doing that to this day. And he goes, before you try to deny anything, I'd like to let you know that I've talked to every person in your group, and they have confirmed with me it was neither of them. Also have confirmed with me that it was you. So at this point I was like, well, there's nothing I can do now, like absolutely nothing. So I just accepted. He's like, what punishment do you think you should give me? I was like, nothing. And then he was like, really? Was I getting an option of what my punishment was gonna be? Eventually I guess he goes down to the office and talks to the other people, and they're like, give him a Saturday. So I got a Saturday detention in a classroom for 4 hours on a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. with my Spanish teacher, which, by the way, my Spanish teacher loves me, like, at the time. Spanish is like the only class I'm good at. Like, I'm really good at Spanish and like language classes, and my teacher probably thinks I'm like this innocent little guinea pig or something. And she goes, Mateo, what did you do? Because Mateo's my Spanish name, Spanish class. And I was like, oh, nothing, because I didn't want to just tell my Spanish teacher, who probably thinks I'm super innocent, that I just like got a Saturday for drawing a dick on someone saying, come on me, daddy. Like, I really just couldn't tell her. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and also follow all my social media, which is @KylerKristo. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.